Some people might say that if you're born into a royal family, you have it made. You're lucky, everything's laid out for you, and nothing can ever go wrong. But if you've been paying attention to the media in the last few years, you'll know that that's not necessarily the case. So I was prompted to do this video. On this channel, we're on Black Belt Secrets, so make sure you hit subscribe to get my personal thoughts, because these are my personal thoughts. And I was prompted to do this video because I saw a comment which I starkly disagree with, but so much so that I felt that it's necessary to do a video to explain my perspective, because it is linked with being born, as the phrase goes, with a silver spoon in your mouth, literally being born into royalty, or whether it is sheer hard work and passion that can make things work for you. So welcome back. If you are new to me, I am the Black Belt Barrister over on my other channel, which you'll find linked in the description below, but here you're on Black Belt Secrets. So please do hit the subscribe button on both channels if you find any of my insight useful, and I would be very grateful. So for this video, to just give you my perspective on whether or not luck plays a significant part in success, because this channel, I want to be about my personal views, guidance, and overall success and prosperity, because I firmly believe that luck is not the deciding factor in becoming successful. Now, granted, it can be a factor. For example, you can be born into the royal family, such as Prince Harry. You can be born into wealth, as many people are. You can be the heir or heiress of a billionaire. But that is certainly not the most common factor. In fact, if any of you watch The Ramsay Show, you will know that studies done of millionaires, most of them are self-made. They are not born into wealth. It isn't given to them. They didn't win the lottery, and they are not royalty. Most millionaires, and billionaires for that matter, are self-made on the basis that they've created over many years a passion and a business and made it a success through sheer hard work. Luck can play a part. I'm not discounting luck completely. If you happen to attract a client that gives you a stack of work for the next 10 years, that could be lucky. But it is still the product and the fruit of the hard work that went beforehand. Because even if you got the perfect customer come along, but you're not prepared to cater to that customer, then the luck means nothing, because you're not prepared for it. So if you don't have the business to supply whatever this customer wants, then you're just not going to make the best of that opportunity. Whereas if you have put the hard work in up front and you've built this business and this mini empire so that when luck happens, you can make best use of it, that's when the best combination comes together. But I very much more favor the hard work and the passion approach. Which is more important? I think the passion is more important, because if you have the passion, the hard work will follow. Many of you question how I can do so many videos whilst still working. I still work, for the avoidance of doubt, both in my business and as a barrister. I'm not just a barrister, as some people seem to think, and I'm not just a YouTuber, as some other people seem to think. I do both, but I also run my other company. And so by doing all of those things together, it comes out of passion. And having the passion to do something pushes you to do it with hard work, but you don't notice that it's hard work. But by anyone's standard, by anyone's definition, it is sheer hard work. Now, for example, I was already running my barrister's chambers. As far as I know, I'm the only person to have set up a barrister's chambers without being a barrister, because I set it up when I was not a barrister many, many years ago. And so far as I know, I'm the only one to have done that. But very early on, somebody said to me, "You won't understand this because you're not a barrister." My response to that was, I'll become a barrister then. So I went back to university, did a law degree, actually 2 law degrees back to back, the second of which was concurrent with bar school. So I did my bar school and an LLM at the same time, and then became a barrister. So never again could that person say, "You don't understand because you're not a barrister." Because once I did that, not only did I do that, But I then did the public access training so I can take instructions without a solicitor. I got authorised to conduct litigation, which very few barristers do. I'm told it's around 1,000 out of about 17,000 barristers, which is already a fraction of a percent of the population. And I also sit on a panel for the Bar Council, a completely voluntary position, but I give my time, and that shapes and guides the whole of the market for public access for the bar. All of which is hard work. None of it comes easily. I can assure you that bar school didn't happen easily. And anyone that's been through bar school and then into pupillage, they will tell you that pupillage was much more difficult than bar school. But bar school was probably the most difficult thing they ever did, at least in recent years. It's got much tougher in recent years. And my point of it is this. No one gave me any of that. I wasn't born into it. I wasn't given it. I wasn't funded. I didn't get a scholarship. I had to do all of it myself, and it's all through hard work. All because I wanted to initially support the business aspect of the barristers' chambers so that I could understand it more, and then also give the assurance that I'm running this chambers as a barrister and understand how it works. But then also, obviously, I practiced as well. And all of which after many years of running other businesses, so I have this combination of experience. But my point is that it is, in my view, all down to hard work. Now, some people say that that only happens for some people. But here I can tell you, if you believe that it cannot happen for you, then it won't happen for you. If you believe that it can, then it absolutely can. Now, the example I was given where it doesn't work is when somebody is working as a cleaner. And obviously, most cleaning roles are very low paid compared to lots of other roles. But if I were taking this view, if someone said to me that I have to make cleaning my job, my profession, my business, or make money out of cleaning, straight away I would be thinking, how do I maximize the potential and the opportunity? Well, straight away, I would be thinking, well, I'm not just going to do it myself. I would do it myself, and I would learn the best ways of doing it to become the best possible cleaner that I could possibly be. Then I would try to take on someone else and train them and encourage them to be the best possible cleaner they can be. Then suddenly I have a business and there's 2 of us. Then there'd be 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us. Then I might franchise it. But then I would then target more highly paying customers, or the more discerning customers that are going to pay a higher price for a very good job well done. And before you know it, you have a business that could easily be turning over many thousands of pounds. And the example I'll give you is when I was 16 and I wanted to do just this. I wanted to teach music. I started off by teaching piano lessons. So I was charging by the half an hour, and I realized that that's all it could ever be unless I think of a way of expanding this out to make it more valuable, more convenient, which are a couple of the reasons that people pay more money for this sort of thing. So I decided to write to dozens, if not hundreds, I think in the end, schools across the Midlands to offer music workshops during the holidays when I would be available from my schooling, and deliver these workshops to 20 to 30 children. And then I could leverage the price because each of the parents would contribute to the workshop, meaning I've got 20 to 30 the amount of people paying for the same amount of time. So I would be teaching one class, but to 20 or 30 people, and each of whom would contribute via their parents, of course, because they were children's workshops. And therefore, I was in a position then to charge hundreds of pounds for one session in the morning and the same in the afternoon. And that is just an example of working the same amount of time and effort, but in such a smarter way to make it work. Now, how did I get them to respond? Because obviously it's difficult to get customers on board. As you'll know, I've just set up to run these training courses with my Army veteran colleagues in Polarm. And we're running this course in July, in just a few weeks' time. That course is now fully booked. There's another one in September. You can check out my other videos. I'll try to remember to link those in the description below. But I've set up to run that course. But just like I set up these music workshop courses when I was 16, I decided that the best way of getting a response was to write a handwritten note to each of these schools, because most people are more likely to read a handwritten note than they are an email that lands or a generic letter that comes through the post with a header on it. So I painstakingly handwrote each one of these letters and sent them out to schools. Now, for 10 years, some of those schools kept calling me back, asking me to go back and do those workshops once again. So I could have had a business set for life. I could have employed more people. I could have got them to run the workshops as subcontractors to me, or even employees of mine, had I wanted to run those workshops for decades to come. All because I took one evening out to write 100 letters by hand off the back of my idea of teaching music. So whether it's teaching music, whether it's cleaning, whatever it might be, I've got friends who've just started up. They ran a birthday party for their own child, and then someone else said, "Can you organize it for me as well?" So she did it for someone else, and then clicked and realized that can turn into a business. Now she's got a van and she drives party equipment around, charging people, I hope, a lot of money to take the hassle away from setting up these birthday parties. So there's a business opportunity in everything, as long as you've got the passion and the hard work to back it up. So this is my rather more long-winded way of answering the question as to whether it is luck. And as you will know with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, luck is certainly not everything. There's a lot more to it than that. You have to put a lot of passion into it and a lot of hard work into it, but you also have to maintain your reputation. And that is difficult to do. Sure thing, I know that not everybody likes me on this channel or my other channel, and I'll never change that. There's probably some people in my profession that don't like me, and that's fine. I don't take issue with that. That's just a matter of life. But as long as you can get past that and not allow the negativity to cloud your passion and your hard work, you can absolutely make it happen for you. And if this video reaches even only one person that takes a positive step to make something happen, then it was a video well worth doing. And I do know that every time I do this type of video, which is why I'm doing it again, the last time somebody wrote to me to say that it's changed their child's mind in what they want to study, and it was law in that case, they're going on to do law, they've rekindled their passion, and I sincerely hope that that works out. Because everyone needs a passion, and everyone can do this with passion and hard work. So I hope that's interesting to at least one of you, if not all of you, and I hope that it's useful, and I hope that you put it into practice. And it really isn't luck that makes the difference. Luck can help, but your passion is where it really starts. So now I finally feel like I've found the true passion for this channel, because I've been trying to work that out for a while, and I think this is it. So I thank you for watching. If you're watching this far, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and of course I thank you for watching.